Well, hey there, man about the woods, Bill Sherck. You are joining us for the Minnesota Bound podcast, the stories behind the stories. It's great to have you along today. Of course, the podcast is sponsored every week by Star Bank and the Pizza Barn out of Princeton. We appreciate your support as we get stories about life outdoors passed out to everybody. And today, we're just going to kind of wax a little bit. We're going to kind of catch up. Even with all the COVID stuff going on, lives are busy, and my partner in crime, Laura Schara, and I never get a chance to just kind of chat and catch up. So today's the day. Laura, what's going on?
I'm good. How are you, Bill?
I am awesome.
It is good to catch up.
A little wiped out. We had a busy weekend with the soccer tournament, and weather's been hot. So our house has some tired boys. They also camped out again this weekend in the tent. So
awesome. I know your boys have been breaking a record on the amount of days camping in a backyard, I think.
They're at 49 days.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah, pretty fun. When else do you get the chance to just pick a day and go, yeah, I think I'll sleep out tonight, right?
And they haven't been eaten by mosquitoes? I've heard the mosquitoes are pretty bad this year.
The mosquitoes are a bit of a bear, but, you know, we've got awfully good tents. They are Nemo kids, as we call them. Nemo Equipment is one of my favorite little companies out there. So we've got a couple of Nemo tents that they crawl into, and it's super fun because right now, one of ours, the bungalow, is all net tent. Right?
Oh, cool.
So without the rain fly on, we can just kind of see the world around us, and the fireflies are going right now. So
are they really?
out on the prairie, we'll have thousands.
Wow.
Going. So
well, that's got to be a sight to see. I want to come stay in a tent out there and watch the fireflies. I got to bring my own tent.
It's pretty awesome. We've got the owl is around. Pheasants. It's kind of funny, right? Like, I guess I never really paid attention or knew this, but we hear pheasants all night long. They make noise even when they're kind of hunkered down in the habitat. They still kind of make noise all night long, and I don't know why, but I never realized that before. So
that's
I'm learning
cool.
something.
I wouldn't have either. They talk all night. Usually, you'd think they'd get quiet.
Right.
Oh, isn't that cool?
I'm trying to think what else. Coyotes, you know, we hear the coyotes every night. We've got a train track to the south of us, so it's kind of fun to hear the train whistles in the middle of the night. And yeah, it's all good. What have you been doing?
Oh my goodness. I've been trying to try new things in the outdoors that's kind of been my goal this summer. I've been saying that the outdoors become the ultimate playground for all of us, just with the way the world is at the moment with COVID and social distancing. And thank goodness for our great state and all the things there is to do here, that we have so many options of things we can partake in. So it's been fun to try a few new things. I tried some wake surfing the other day.
How'd that go?
Yeah, well, how did that go? You notice I didn't post any videos on social media of that experience, Bill. I drank a lot of lake water, I can admit that, but it was fun. It was a really interesting learning curve on really how to stand up, because at first I grew up doing a little bit of water skiing, not a ton. It was somewhat of a running joke in our family that, as kids, my sister and I, of course, wanted to do water skiing and tubing and things like that. And my dad, having a fishing boat and wanting to fish all the time, would cave in, because I think we wore him out by asking so many times. But he would probably take us around maybe like 2 loops around the lake, which would equate to about 10 minutes. He'd be like, all right, so that's about it? You girls good?
Nope.
we never got like the full experience of tubing. We got a little taste of it. So I did do a little bit of water skiing growing up, but not a ton. And so standing up on the surfboard to try to do some wake surfing, you kind of have to, you're expecting to hold like you would in skis and let the boat pull you out, but you really just have to stand up once the boat starts going. So it was kind of
Right.
an interesting learning curve, but it was fun. It was fun to try it. And you realize you're a little bit more sore these days the next day than you were as a kid, but it was fun to give it a go. I did end up standing up on it, and I could, stay on the surfboard for a while. I got over the wake, but I couldn't get myself to actually go back into the wake to try to surf. I kind of stayed outside of it.
Yeah.
So I got a
Well,
ways to go on that, but it was fun. It was fun to give it a go.
you know what they say, practice makes perfect, right?
Totally. I just got to get back out there. So
It's
I was trying that. I did some kayaking. Did some kayaking at Lake Minnetonka. A friend of mine her brother lives on the lake, and he said we could use his kayaks anytime we wanted to. So I went out early morning, which is beautiful out there in the morning before the boats start going crazy. So
hmm.
yeah, all sorts of stuff.
Any fishing for you?
Yes, I did some crappie fishing. I'm going to do some walleye fishing coming up here for the 4th of July. And of course, my favorite, I'm truly I love to do topwater bass fishing and musky fishing are two of my top favorites. So I want to get out there and do some bass fishing. I thought about bugging Ryan Johnson to see if he'll take me out a day or two to see if we can catch some bass, which would be a fun day, but we'll see if he's willing to entertain that idea or not.
Do you want the good news or the bad news with Ryan Johnson? For those who
um,
might not know, Ryan's my fishing buddy and very competent. Uh, they have added to their family
have they
Lickin'
really?
Rose Johnson.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
So Ryan now has twins, a young son, Fireball, and now a daughter. So he is
Oh
averaging, I
my,
think, about 32 minutes of sleep every 48 hours.
that sounds about right. Oh my goodness. He's a little busy this summer. So when I text him, be like, I mean, you have time to take me out, Ryan, right?
I would just say, mind if I swing by and pick up the boat?
Yes, I know. I think I will do that. You and I need to go bass fishing, Bill.
We were just out. Oddly enough, the boys set the alarm for 4:15 a.m. We did a little social distancing with their best buds who were in a second boat, and we went out to one of our favorite little lakes on the west side of town. And about Brady's third cast, he snapped a nice fish, and
Nice.
they're just starting to look up now. And the boys love topwater fishing too, and it's kind of our jam. We love to get up early, be on the lake before anyone else is out, and you have a window of about 2 hours before you see another person, and
It's the best,
it's
isn't
pretty special, pretty
it?
special. And last year, it's funny. We've got a place up on Gull Lake in Brainerd. Last year, the topwater fishing was epic. Remember all the big fires?
Yes.
Um, all the smoke came south. So even after sunrise, the light would stay really low and really dull. So that would extend that really good morning bite by like 2 hours.
Oh, nice.
Uh, so we had a lot of fun. So boys are hoping to repeat that this summer. So
I'm
yeah,
sure. Of
that's coming. If I can brag for a minute,
course.
proud papa here. Every year we fish in the Brainerd Classic, or the Camp Confidence Learning Center Classic, which is one of the longest tenured big tournaments in the Brainerd Lakes area. And I guide every year, and my parents now give the boys for Christmas. They buy the seats in my boat so the boys can fish alongside me. And
Oh, it's a great gift.
we had just a wonderful little tournament the other day. They just could not stop catching fish, and ended up with the biggest walleye of the tournament and won their category, what they call the mixed bag, where you have to have one big bass, one big walleye, one big pike. Um, so it was really, really a special day
Oh, very cool. Congratulations on
for the
that.
boys. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny, right? Some years the fishing's good, some years it's not so good for us. And it was just one of those mornings where everything was going right.
Well, I always say that's the greatest gift about fishing and taking kids fishing is you're exactly right, is that some days it's great and some days it's not. But what I think it teaches young kids is that you just don't quit. Not everything's going to go your way, right? So those are always good lessons to have, good and bad. And I think, fishing does a great job with that.
And we got back to the dock and they said, "Can we go water skiing?"
Yeah, there you go. See?
So I could see right through your story about Ron
Yes.
taking 2 laps and saying, "Good
You
enough,"
guys, that's
because
that's a wrap.
the amount of fuel I burn pulling the kids
Oh, I
on
bet.
water skis and inner tubes, right? There's no better reason to do it. But it's so funny because they'll ski and just go around and around, and then they drop. They just let go, and you go, "Oh, we're done. Okay, it's time to go in." I just wanted to take a rest. Let's
Yeah.
go again.
Exactly. I never thought about the use of gas when I was a kid. So now that totally makes sense why my dad was like 2 laps and we're done.
Well, because when we were growing up, right, a 75 horsepower motor was a big
Yes.
motor.
Yeah.
Now, this year's television boat, my 2075 Pro V Lund, has a 300 horsepower Mercury, which is an unbelievable motor. Um, and as Mark Fisher at Rapala always says, don't worry about it. They'll make more. So we just keep burning gas and having fun on the water. And, I'm also the guy, right? Talking about the topwater fishing when it's early out, it's glass calm. We've got a 5 mile run. It's kind of a neat way to wake up, to zip across a smooth lake
Oh, yeah.
and go fast. So I
Oh, that's
admit, every
fun. Of
once in a while I zip.
course. You have
What
to.
else? What else has been going on? Any trips planned for you, or are you just kind of on lockdown with all this COVID stuff going on?
Yeah, I right now I'm pretty much on lockdown. My boyfriend Dan has been here with me, which has been nice, and we've actually have taken up sporting clays. We've been doing a little bit of that here and there,
Yep.
as just making sure we're getting more practice in. And what's nice is our schedules and my schedule. There's usually quite a bit of travel happening, and yours too, as you know. But what has um, forced us in a good way is to really utilize the resources that are here that sometimes you just take for granted in a way. Especially I was down at Horse and Hunt Club, which is a wonderful place to go shoot some sporting clays. And it was such a fun day. And we kind of said to ourselves, why don't we do this more often? And I need to do it more often just because I like to get a lot of practice in. So being, home and not traveling as much as has, given us the time to really appreciate what we have and go do it more often. So we haven't been traveling. We do want to plan one trip, one vacation to a ranch out in either Montana or Colorado, thinking sometime in September, where we can be outside and stay social distance. And it might be pretty quiet, but we want to do some fly fishing and horseback riding and things like that. So that's on the agenda. If we can get that planned and things stay safe in those states, then we'll definitely do that. But I have been here for the most part.
Super fun.
Yeah,
I can only imagine what Montana is like this time of year.
I know. I heard that September is like the perfect time to go with just the temperatures and having a few less people at the resort, obviously, because summertime is over at that point. But just the beginning of September is supposed to be prime time. So I'm looking forward to that. I've always wanted to take a trip to a ranch where you can go horseback riding and maybe do a little sporting clay shooting plus some fly fishing would be super fun. So it's on my bucket list trip.
One
How
of
about
the
you?
things, well, one of the things the Sherks like to do is we have certain television series, And
Cool.
Yellowstone is one of ours.
I've been watching that too. Awesome.
And Kevin Costner made a comment. They were camping in the last episode we watched, and he looked at it. I forget if it was son or grandson, said, there are 4.4 billion people on the planet, and not one of them knows I'm out here right now.
That's pretty
Right?
cool.
Out
Yep.
on the ranch, out in the middle of the nowhere, camping, and just the way the world is right now, I just thought that was a great way to think about getting out. Um, and I
Totally.
would say we've been practicing that a little bit. You know, when things were so gnarly, when everyone was locked down and you were told don't come out of your house, you know, we would still um, full tank of gas in the truck. We could pack a couple fly rods, throw our packs and a little lunch in, and drive down to Southeast and find a quiet stretch of a trout stream and hike off into the woods and fish and then drive home in the evening and not see another soul.
So cool.
And that's still something people can be doing right now. Um, you know, the trout fishing in this state is so good. You know, that driftless region in southeast Minnesota into Wisconsin and Iowa, more miles of fishable trout water than all of Montana.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? That's something
So
people don't think about either in our
no,
state. Mm-mm.
no, and I took a buddy down a week ago, um, and he's originally from British Columbia. He had no idea that Minnesota looked like that. The bluffs, he called them mountains, and we're down in the bottom with a gin clear, spring fed stream, and everything's very green and lush right now. And yeah, it's a neat experience if you've never done that. You know, you can go online. The DNR has all the trout streams and all the access mapped out online. It's awesome. It's one of my favorite things.
That's so cool. I know the DNR does a really good job, I think, of having all the information you need to find either locations that you can go fishing if you want to use a guide. They have their website is so user friendly if you're new, or you know, you might be not new to walleye fishing or bass fishing, but you might be new to fly fishing, and it's a whole different ball game. And they do a really good job, I think, of being able to find the right resources and the right people to help you.
Yeah,
As you know,
for sure.
I'm a big fan of hiring guides because I am always first, like, I think it's they're always in their backyard and they know exactly, you know, usually where the fish are to have a really successful day. And it's
Yep.
fun to support small businesses that they run. And so yeah, it's, I know we have so many amazing, I keep saying that, but we really do. I think we're lucky to be here in the state during this time. And if anything, there's always something special that has come out of being in lockdown, I think, for a lot of people. And, you know, for you being able to spend more time with your boys and taking those special trips and finding the highlight during, you know, moments where it doesn't seem like there'd be many highlights. I think there's a lot more than people think there is.
You are listening to the Minnesota Bound podcast. The stories behind the stories brought to you by the Pizza Barn out of Princeton, Minnesota, and also our good friends at Star Bank.
Hi there, Ron Schara here for Star Bank. If you're putting your money into mega banks down the street, who knows where that money's being used? It's time to make the switch. Bank locally. Keep your money local with a community bank that actually cares about you, your family, your business, and your goals. Let me give you some advice from personal experience. Check out the bank we use at Minnesota Bound. Try Minnesota's own Star Bank. You can find them online at starbank.net. When you call Star Bank, you actually hear a real living person answering the phone. Star Bank has 10 convenient locations around Minnesota to serve you and all the mobile banking products that you need to manage your money. From Maple Lake to Elbow Lake, Eagle Bend to Eden Prairie. Check out all that Star Bank has to offer at starbank.net.
I don't want to tease you, but this week I am doing something called Adventure Tuesdays. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
Adventure Tuesdays?
Yes.
No, but how come I didn't get the invite? Wait a minute.
Now I'm feeling bad. We are actually going to shoot this for Minnesota Bound, but my good friend over at True Glide Baits, they do this Adventure Tuesday where they get together every week on a little adventure, and we are hiking, rumored to be several miles. We will have to portage kayaks back into a special lake that doesn't have any public access, and it's full of muskies.
Oh boy. What? Hang on a minute. How did I not get the invitation for this?
They were out just a little while ago, and let's just say they caught more than a few fish.
No.
So for Adventure Tuesday, we're going to hike in.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So I'll send you pictures. I'll keep you posted.
And the location.
Look, you trap shoot these days. That's your gig.
No, it's not. You know how much I love muskie fishing.
I know.
I do. It's like the one thing. Especially, that sounds super fun. That'll be a great time.
And Brady Sherck is, my 11-year-old is just haunted because he's caught more fish than any kid at his age that I've ever met. He's spoiled rotten, and he's just all bent out of shape because one of the few things he has not caught is a good muskie.
And he missed your time in.
He missed one just a few days back. We were out. The mosquitoes were just starting to come out. Glass calm, hot, steamy, topwater fishing. And in muskie fishing, the moment you get a little bit lax,
yep,
it happens.
Gone.
Right?
Yep.
So we were just he was in the back of the boat standing there. I was sitting. Bennett Sherck was up front, and Brady was in back, and blup, 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 blup. And he just had the shakes. Just the shakes. That fish hit right at the boat in murky water. Didn't see it coming.
So cool.
So he's just dying to get his muskie now.
I bet his heart was probably broken. We all have those moments, and those are the ones you don't forget for some reason. Are the ones that you miss.
We will get out there. We will get out. I promise you. You and I will get out and do some fishing sooner versus later. Maybe it's the topwater bite.
Yes, that would be super fun.
We'll have to lay out our new season of Minnesota Bound for everyone.
Yeah,
figure out what stories we're going to shoot.
Well, it's funny. I think, sometimes the general public thinks that we spend 24/7 together. Not that I wouldn't like that, but we don't always get to hang as much as we'd like because we're off doing our own thing and shooting our own stories and doing all that. So it would be super fun.
All right. I'm on it.
Perfect.
All right. Well, good luck with travels as they come here in the next couple of weeks. And again, keep your phone nearby. I will send you some pictures from Secret Lake. And
yes.
Stay healthy, would you?
Of course. Absolutely. Good luck muskie fishing, and keep your GPS locator on so I could figure out where that spot is.
Yeah,
so I'll be showing up later in the afternoon.
There you go. Now you're up to date. Now you know what Laura and I have been doing, and we'll probably report back in a few weeks and kind of update you on all of our summer fun. So that is the Minnesota Bound podcast for the week. The stories behind the stories. Laura, I'm going to let you say it. We end every week by saying what?
Don't forget to introduce a kid to the great outdoors.
Perfect. See you around.
Let's talk about Pizza Barn in Princeton.
Yeah, things are going great guns at the Pizza Barn. The dining room's open to 50% capacity like every other restaurant in the state. And, they've got the dine-in option. They've got curbside pickup. You can order online, come and get it. They'll deliver. So it's completely full service right in downtown Princeton. And I don't know if I've mentioned much about the specials that the Pizza Barn has every day. There's a different special: Greek Monday, Taco Tuesday, Wing Wednesday, Carb Thursday, and great weekend specials on food and drinks. A great menu. Go to pizzabarnprinceton.com or find them on Facebook under Pizza Barn.